Welcome back to a new episode of NH Unscripted, where we are feeling all right. I am your Joe Cocker-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. You know the drill. Kick back on those waterbeds, fire up those lava lamps. I got my Nehru jacket on, my platform shoes. Yep, and my bell-bottom pants. Of course, Paisley, of course. You know the drill. Break out those Sony Walkman, for God's sakes, whatever the plural of that is. Break them out. Flip it on over to 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. And yeah, we got a URL. It's nhtalkradio.com. That's where all the cool kids are hanging out lately, so they tell me. They won't let me be a cool kid anyway. Oh, I need to thank my sponsor. You know, at some point in life, maybe you'll hit the lottery, maybe you'll hit something else. Who knows? You might find out you need an attorney. Shaheen and Gordon, the law offices of Shaheen and Gordon in Concord, among their many other offices. They handle everything. They handle trust. They handle child care services. They handle DUIs. They handle family estates. They handle wills. Dude, they do it all. ShaheenGordon.com is their URL. Write it down. Put it on a magnet. Stick it in your legal documents, because someday, I'm telling you, you are set foot long enough on this terra firma, you are going to need an attorney, or someone you know is going to need an attorney. ShaheenGordon.com, because everyone should know a good lawyer. And if you do hit the lottery, give me a call first. Anyway, all right. So looking around the studio today, it looks like it's Bring a Friend to Work Day. In the studio is Mr. Gary Locke. Good morning, sir.
Hey there, Ray.
And Mr. Greg Gaskell. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ray.
Good to see you out of the witness protection.
Thank you.
Where have you been, my friend? Where have you been?
Just taking a break for a little while.
What?
I wish it could be more interesting than that, but it just...
A break?
Yeah.
You've been gone for like years.
A few, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. No
Yeah.
kidding. We miss you, honestly.
Well, I'm easing my way back in, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got plans?
Nothing I can announce, but yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
the end of the show right there.
It should be. It really should be.
A cliffhanger at the beginning.
Evidently, Gary's got things to talk about, so...
Before we get too deep, I wanted to ask you guys, have either of you been watching Severance, the TV show?
No.
What? Yeah.
I saw the first season. Haven't seen the second season.
Oh
yet, so.
my God! I am stunned. I am absolutely stunned. Dude, did you ever see Lost?
Love Lost.
Okay.
Favorite show.
Oh,
All right,
he
this-
does love Lost.
This makes Lost look like Romper Room. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
I can't get Apple TV. I can't get with them.
Ooh, brother, you are missing a ride. I'm telling you.
They have a few good shows.
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
they
What-
do.
Why don't you like Apple TV? Is
A
this
couple of their shows, and I don't know how to say this, but it's like they go out of their way, hey, we need to prove that we are woke.
Oh.
We need to go overboard letting people know that we're woke, because they need subscribers.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just, we're going to prove to everybody how woke we are.
Wow.
Every storyline is going to be woke, which... There's a place for that, but nobody needs to be. You don't do it just to do it. is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
And they're doing it just to do it.
Well, you'll love Severance.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You start with season 1, you'll get lost. It's a rabbit hole that turns into a black hole that turns into just a hole.
Is Ben Stiller involved with that?
Yes.
Okay, I like him.
Yeah.
He's done some good projects, and I like.
Oh my gosh.
John Turturro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. It is stunning. It's stunning. I just thought I'd throw that out there to start the show.
May make a new sponsor out of them.
Hey, you know what? Or they'll sue us for what you said. But, hey, that's the...
No,
the day
Severance won't. Apple TV will. They've heard worse.
I know. Seeing the two of you reminds me so much. You know where we're going to end up going here sooner or later? To the Hatbox Theater.
Yeah.
I miss them so much. So much. Gary, do you... the last time you here... I can't even see him. The last time you were here,
Yeah.
you were talking about, grants and all this stuff.
Yep.
And I went home and I'm like, all right, I'm going to help. I'm going to go home and Google it. I looked up, trying to find a couple of local people who would do grant writing, right? And so I send out some information. I said, I'm looking for some help for grant. Never heard a thing.
Yeah,
Not
neither did we.
Crickets.
Neither did we.
What's up with these people?
So, yeah. So we spent basically a year doing nothing. And so we have decided, well, it's Hatbox. We're going to put on a show whether anybody comes or not. So in April, April 12th and the 13th, and the 18th through the 20th, so 2 weekends, 5 shows, we are going to present An Evening Wasted with the Music of Tom Lehrer. And, you got to spend money to make it, you know? So
That's why I don't have any money.
That's it.
See the formula, it works.
So I'm making this announcement today. Very soon we'll have the information for tickets and so on. You'll be able to get tickets at hatboxnh.com or by calling 603-715-2315. And basically what it is, if you don't know Tom Lehrer, you must be familiar with Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just some of the darkest satire in song form you can ever imagine. And he made all of his songs public domain. Everything, his entire body of work. And he's still with us.
That way.
Yeah.
No money coming. Has he never heard of royalties?
Well, but that's good for us.
Yeah.
And we're going to perform it in the beautiful lobby of the Concord City Auditorium, otherwise known as the Audi, in April. And we have
In the lobby?
Yeah. Stained glass, and it'll seat about 100 people. So we're going to have the intimacy.
Oh, I know where you're talking about, that little side room.
Yeah. And it's just that lovely little intimate space, just like Hatbox always had.
Yep.
And I think it's just going to be very, very special.
We need the deets, baby. We need the deets.
We have
you
5
said
singers.
Who's that? Don't tell me you came unprepared.
No. I will say this: our music director and keyboardist is Tim Goss, and Tim has a breadth of knowledge and great talent, and he is, as we speak, assigning the songs to our cast members who are from all over. And I'm very excited about it. And it's going to be funny, and it's going to be dark and bitter like my coffee.
Dang. Do you have the cast list? Are you able to tell us who's
I would. You know what? I'm not going to do that just yet. But
it's the end of the show again. Another
there we
cliffhanger.
go. There we
2
go.
cliffhangers in the first segment.
It's not me and you, Ray. That's all that matters.
No,
That is true. In our world, that is true.
Yeah.
or me.
Oh, Gary's here.
But I am directing.
You are? Mm-hmm. Okay. And how's have you started yet at all? You said he's just starting to formulate.
Yeah,
stuff.
we're putting together all this. We've put together the song list and the order that they're going in. He's assigning the songs, and we'll have our first rehearsal on Sunday.
How long are you guessing that it will be? Is it an hour and a half show?
Well, see, Lehrer's songs are only about 2 to 2.5 minutes long. Now we're going to have we're going to take quotes from Lehrer to introduce some of the songs so that you've got some kind of transition. But for the most part, it's all of these crazy little ditties.
Goodness, that's about the size of a
We're
sonnet.
we're really hoping to find somebody who can sing in the cast who can sing Elements, the Elements song. Do you know that song?
I do not.
Oh, so he took the song "I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major Gentleman" from
HMS Pinafore, isn't it?
I think it's Pinafore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wrote all of the elements, all the periodic table, and it's done to that tune.
Oh my God!
It's hilarious and it's amazing.
Hang on, indeed. Ooh, I can't get no satisfaction. Yes, I am your Rolling Stones-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. You are listening to us 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. Greg Gaskell and Gary Locke are in the house. We're chatting, just hubbubbing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, otherwise known as Brother Love's Traveler's Salvation Show. I am your Neil Diamond-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Green Acres-like digs of the WKXL studios. Remember Mr. Haney? Oh, you wanted rungs with that ladder? Yeah, one of my favorite characters. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, whatever. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls of Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is the URL. Gentlemen.
Ray, I've got a question.
I think walk people is what you're looking for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ray,
What?
how many people listening actually get the references that you're
So
making?
first of all, we don't know even how many people listen. So.
It could be just the three of us and Andrew.
And here's the weird part. We get it.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this upstairs. I said, I have no idea what the demographic is.
So,
or what it,
100% of the people in this room.
I just throw it out there hoping that somebody listens and goes, I haven't heard that song in about 1,000,000 years. That's crazy.
Mr. Haney.
Oh, that's one of my. Oh, that show's a classic. Speaking of, right? Because that takes great writing to do that. Greg, we miss your writing, and I mean that sincerely. Greg's plays when they were at the Hatbox were just experiences.
Thank you.
They were a must-see kind of stuff.
And on the seacoast.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where at the Seacoast?
In Portsmouth and around that area.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like the Players Ring, that
Sure.
kind of stuff?
Seacoast Trap. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you went away for a while, which kind of left this big empty hole in our hearts. I'm trying to butter him up. I'll get it yet.
You're not wrong.
Well, there was just you had a great eye for comedy. And some of the funniest things I had ever seen happen there at the Hatbox. And they took me by surprise. I was not expecting a lot.
Well, thank you.
So what are you doing? Like, you got anything that, are you itching to get back and
Sure.
write?
Yeah. I've always been writing.
You have?
Yeah. I'm going through my stuff, figuring out what's worth it and what isn't, because I have a lot of material.
Yeah?
What's worth it and what isn't, and what is worth it, I'm going through and finishing, so that it's able to go out to different places. If Hatbox finds its feet again, to have stuff ready for that, to have stuff ready for the various places around. But yeah, I'm always working.
So, okay, so where's the next step? Are you waiting? So I know you said you're culling through your stuff, but are you also kind of reaching out to people like...
Sure.
You are?
Yeah. I'm coming back. I just have to do it slowly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time in my schedule. I can't act anymore, and I don't miss it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the writing is always happening.
You don't miss acting. That's a
I
very
don't.
interesting statement.
I personally find it boring.
Wow.
When you put together an entire production,
I'm having my coffee. Good.
to go from that to simply playing one role, I just find it a step backwards. And I'm saying for me, God bless the actors, because we need them. They're the necessary evil.
Yeah.
I just don't have the attention span for it.
Gary,
I don't
you
get
feel the same
excited
way?
about it.
How are you on acting? I know you do mostly directing. but-
Yeah, well, I mean, I acted in Sleuth last June, so that was enough for a lifetime. That show. So I'm still looking for shows that I might appear in. But
I know a guy who's getting ready to write some stuff.
Oh, Gary and I, our paths will cross soon enough.
yeah, we do have a history.
Gary, I have a question for you. In all the years that you've been doing this, and actually for you also, in all the years that you've been doing this, you've done a lot of things. Because I know, because I've done a lot of them with you. Is there anything you haven't that you want? And that's for you to, him first, then you. Is there anything that's out there? Is a role out there you haven't gotten yet? Is there something in your mind, I would like to write this one particular role and play it? There's something that I'd like to perform, in other words, that I haven't been able to yet, in the decades-long span that you've been doing this.
What a great question.
I have never done a truly serious Shakespearean role, and I would like to.
Do you have a character in mind, a couple characters in mind?
My favorite character is Iago, but I think I'm a little past that peak.
Right.
But Lear would be, or the fool, because then I can be the comedy,
right,
and get tears.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
What about you?
So,
because you are primarily an actor.
yes.
Yeah, you don't direct.
Not at all.
No, okay.
Nope, not at all. And have no desire to. This is a very interesting question for a couple of reasons. One is, I am one of those souls who has been extremely fortunate in his life.
Same.
That a lot of roles came to me, roles that I'm grateful, like I was able to play John Adams in 1776, and Harold Hill, and Pontius Pilate in Superstar. A lot of those came to... So I've actually had the privilege of doing a lot of roles that... or people would just... those are the ones they want, you know. So, and then COVID hit. And once COVID hit, and it stopped everything in its tracks... I all of a sudden, it must be my age, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I kind of like staying home.
Yeah,
I'm you know, that we were on that track where you're doing one, but you're looking for auditions for the next, and
right.
you just never stopped. And all of a sudden I thought to myself, man, I like being home at 6 at night.
Yeah.
And going
you
to
don't
bed
have to
before.
rush through dinner, and you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah. There was this, you forget that there's this trepidation of having to scarf down your meal and get out the door in time, and then you know you're going to be in there for the next 2 or 3 hours, and then you have to drive home, and I just thought, you know, I'm kind of liking this. And then with Matt McGonigal, so to get back to your question, there are roles that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
So Matt McGonigal came to me one day and he said, I would love for you to play Truman Capote in True. And I'm like, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know anything about, I know about him, but I didn't know there was even a play. And that, when we performed that, I could have retired for life.
Really?
After doing that play. Yeah.
that's the way I felt about Sleuth.
Yeah.
I seriously could have just stopped. I had no compulsion after that to ever do it. It was a role of a lifetime for several reasons. One was it was Truman Capote, and I got to do Truman Capote. The other thing was it was very interactive with the audience.
Yeah.
And you controlled the whole night. It was fascinating to tell the stories and look at people right there. And we did it at the Hat Box, which was just even more amazing.
Right.
And when you have that ability to take that audience and you command the speed of the night, the emotions of the night, it was just, it was out of body kind of thing. And so, unless there's something else out there, and I'm 70 years old, so how many more roles can there be out there? So unless something like that,
I'll work on it.
Yeah, thanks.
I will 100% work on it.
So nowadays, I just kind of do stuff where it's for a friend, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if something came up and somebody called me and said, hey, We got this old man role. Joel's great for that up there at Gene's Playhouse in Lincoln. He always just kind of says, Ray, we got this old man role we got to do. Can you come up? And I'm like, yeah, of course I would.
I got to go check that place out. My friend Alex Picard, we all know
Yes.
Alex. Yeah, she did Misery up there over the summer,
Yes.
and I just couldn't make it up there to see it.
I was in it with her.
He was in it.
I played the sheriff.
No kidding.
Dude, you would have loved it. Oh, my God. I don't even know how to begin.
Yeah.
What a show.
Yeah.
I got to spew blood, get shot in the back with a shotgun. It was crazy. Let me tell
Okay, you guys got to restage it.
Alex Picard.
Oh, out of her mind.
Yes.
Out of her mind.
Absolutely an unbelievable actor.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
actress, however we need to
I don't think she'd care. Yeah.
She's going to be in another show coming up with Kapow in a
with
little
Pete
while.
Josephson. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
baby.
June
Yeah.
at
The Bank of New Hampshire.
Yeah. I don't remember what the show is, but they're both very excited.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You know Peter?
Peter and he just did his brilliant one-man show.
Saw it up at the Winnie Playhouse.
Help me with the title. Every Brilliant Thing? Is that
Yes.
what it's called? Yeah.
Yes.
He was so great in that.
Did you see it?
I did.
You did? Did it Bank of New Hampshire or the
Yeah,
Winnie?
Back in New Hampshire.
Wait, hang on. We got to. Oh, yeah. We're deep. Yes, you are listening to NH Unscripted, where we just keep saying, stay away from Runaround Sue. I am your Dion-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. That's Concord. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We're talking theater, the good kind of stuff. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where we are having hot fun in the summertime. I am your Sly and the Family Stone-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios, where I love to sit in the old Paul Lynde Center Square. God, I love Paul Lynde. Anyway, we are talking theater and getting into the mechanics, which I absolutely love. Greg, did I answer your question enough about their roles that...
You did. You made complete sense.
I have no idea what's out there. I am an anomaly in the business. I have never studied it. I never...
Same.
And so, I'll sit with folks who are like, oh, what's playing on Broadway right now? And they go through a whole cast, and I'm like, really, I have no idea.
Exactly. No idea.
I sit with the guys from Kapow, and I almost want to hide in a corner. I'm like...
I have a no joke, in my phone, in my email... I went out with Alex Picard to just chat up some stuff a few weeks ago, and I said, listen, I need you to email me a list of plays that people know, because I don't know any of them. Please, can you help me? And she did. I've got like 30 plays in there. Some of them I'm familiar with, some of them I've done, but I was like, people keep talking about stuff, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
I'm the same way.
Can you give me, the basic stuff that theater people should have read or be familiar with by now?
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
We suck.
I know. I know. I really have a hard time when the conversation starts going down that road of, oh, who's starring in whatever. I just have to turn I think I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
It's one of those for me, man. I know nothing about the business.
Nothing.
Isn't that odd?
Yeah, I studied primarily Shakespeare and film.
You studied
college. I studied it, and I did study theater aesthetics, stage aesthetics, that sort of thing. But
what does that mean?
But
what does that mean?
So you
drape it with flowers?
you learn how it works, and the mechanics of it. Let's say.
Got you.
Okay.
So.
Boy, okay, so I just want to drop this in here real quick. You said you studied film. Have either of you been to the Studio Lab in Derry?
No.
It's a movie lot in our backyard. Oh my God, they have every first Thursday of every month they have like open house, and you go down. They have a barbecue. Oh, good. They have a barbecue and all this stuff out, and they invite people from every genre, every medium that's out there to come, and they film like Nike commercials, Titleist commercials.
Really?
They have a setup there for podcast booth. It is gorgeous.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Did I ever tell you the time that I was Roger Moore's body double?
I got to hear this story.
Hang on. Let me laugh first. Hang on. I don't mean to. That's not derogatory, but
For our listeners,
I'm
Gary
ready.
looks nothing like Roger Moore, and Roger Moore looks nothing like Gary. It's not that one's more handsome than the other. One is, but it's not that.
So
okay, I'm ready.
we did he did a film. He was in a film with Talia Shire from The Godfather. No, from the Rocky films. Well, actually,
The Godfather.
Godfather too, right?
Yeah.
Called Bed and Breakfast. Made it in Cape Porpoise, Maine.
Okay.
And I was one of a handful of people who was chosen to be in what's known as the bean supper scene. Okay, so,
My favorite scene.
Oh yeah.
That's a New England thing.
Anyway, so shot it over a couple of days, and one day the director sent Moore and his body double home. Said, you can go. You're done for the day. And then about an hour and a half later, the director said, "Can anybody find Moore? Because I want one shot of Talia Shire looking lovingly at Roger Moore." And couldn't find him, couldn't find the body double. So he grabs me and puts me in the space that Moore would be.
What year is this?
And so this was in the early 90s sometime.
Is this on your IMDb?
And it is, actually. And so they shot this right past my flat butt. Looking at
Is that
Talia
the part of Roger Moore that you resemble?
apparently, looking at Talia Shire, and Talia Shire should have won an Oscar for checking me out. It was, and when I see it, every once in a while, it shows up on television.
So did your bit make the final cut?
If by bit you mean my butt,
Yeah.
yes.
That's outstanding.
Yes, and a few other things. There's one point at which I'm dancing out of camera range and then dancing right back into it again, much further up on stage.
I gotta watch this movie.
I knew I'd be happy to get out of bed. I knew it.
This is why we do this.
A Roger Moore stand-in and dancer.
Yeah.
Oh
I gotta
my
check
God.
this out.
So as long as we're name dropping, I got a call from Boston Casting one time. They wanted to know if I was available to be a stand-in, a body double for Burt Young.
Really?
Played Rocky's
Sure.
Yeah, right.
brother-in-law.
Yeah.
They were doing a movie down in Rhode Island, and at this point, he was old. I mean, he was old. And so he gets shot in this scene. They didn't want him falling down. So they bring him in, and he doesn't hardly remember his lines. He was ticking everybody off. And it's late at night, and they bring him in, they get him, and they had to, escort him over. A movie set is crazy. There's 1,000 people that you don't see.
Right.
There's a guy on set that, because of the fact he's going to get shot, so there's a guy, the specialty guy with a gun handler there. He's 6 inches off screen in case something goes crazy.
Yep.
Or as soon as the scene's over, he grabs the gun back to make sure nobody fires it. Kind of like, never mind, the movie Rust that's coming out. Anyway, so they have it. He gets shot, and thankfully it's from the back view. And he gets shot. He's about to fall down. They call cut, and so they take all of his costume off. They put it on me, and I have to go in. They're like, "Ray, please, save us here." Honest to God, he's like, "Save us. Just go over, fall down like you're dead, and that'll be the end of the scene." And that was it. I got to be a body double for him. Just see, you hear the shot again. I fall against the car, and I can fall straight down. End of the scene. So
Yeah.
that's my little tidbit.
Wow.
Greg, who'd you fill in for?
Nobody.
What? What?
Brando one time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
They actually liked my work better than his, but he threw a fit, so they kept him in it.
The Isle of Dr. Moreau?
Yeah. know what's interesting, getting back to, because I think about this because I watch a lot of movies. When you die in movies, when you're shot, and you hear about actors being like, I've got to die in a comfortable position because the camera's going to stay on me. I'm going to stay in the scene. I've got to die just right. I got to fall just right so that I'm comfortable. And the guys that, good actors, you get the close-up of the bullet in the head, they got to snap their head back. I couldn't do that. I couldn't die.
You killed me on stage one time.
What?
In Death and the Maiden. And,
Yes.
and I had to stay.
All right, I didn't. I directed the scene.
Well, who wrote the play?
Who wrote that play?
Ariel Dorfman.
Yeah.
Wow, pulled that out
Christopher
of nowhere.
Clark shot you.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But you directed me in
did.
it, and then I had to stay on stage in whatever position I
Right.
fell in for a very long time.
That's
Right.
tougher than you think.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, it was
Right?
very
Because you're
difficult.
supposedly dead. You
Yeah.
can't. And was it at the Hat Box?
Also, there was
No, that was
there
at the
was
Players' Ring.
there was
That's
a-
even worse.
There was a malfunction of the gun, and I actually felt something hit me. Really, I think it was just my left hand, because it kind of like went apart
Right.
when it went off, and I'm like, did I just get shot? But I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to, fall down and find out later if I was, going to die.
Yeah.
So
So the reason why it's worse at the Players' Ring is because it's even smaller than the Hat Box.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, there are people literally who if you fall down
Oh,
wrong,
yes.
you're on their feet.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
And they can see if you're breathing.
Yep.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you're
That's
not
right.
tricking them.
that's right.
Speaking of the projectile thing, I had to kill Scott Capel when we did Of Mice and Men. At the end, I had to put Lenny out of his misery. Spoiler. And I remember us practicing, with the actual gun. And he goes, "Hey, as soon as the lights go down, take that gun off me and point it in a different direction, because I'm right on his head. I'm
Oh, yeah.
inches from his head." And he's like, just in case, so I don't take a projectile to the back of my neck.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. We got to put a pin in it there. The time's flying. Just flying. We are feeling all right. I'm your Joe Cocker-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the dating game-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Gary Locke, Greg Gaskell are in the house. Gaskell is in the house, and we are talking business, acting business. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. I'm so happy to be out of bed today because we are like a rolling stone. Yeah, I'm your Bob Dylan-like host, Ray Dudley, coming to you from the Car 54 light digs of the WKXL studios. Me and Tootie Muldoon. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL where you can go out there any time of the day. You can click a little button and you can listen to things live, or you can find the archives of what should be this award-winning show, as well as all of the other great programs that take place here. My understanding is there are other things that take place here, not just this great show. But anyway, so you wake up 2, 3 in the morning, need a friend, there we are. Gentlemen.
We've
Worked together a lot.
We have.
Greg and I.
We've worked together more than I think we have.
Yes.
Like if I think,
Yes.
yeah, Gary and I have done a couple productions together. No, we've done several productions together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have we ever? I'm trying to think of how many times we've acted together. Because normally it's
Probably 8 by 8 is the only
Director,
time we
actor.
actually worked on stage together.
yeah.
I think.
That was at the Hat Box, right? I think
was
I
at
saw
the
you
Hat
by
Box,
it.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did.
No, I actually kissed you.
At the Hatbox, that's
At the
right.
Hatbox.
Because you had to fill in for the wonderful Greg Parker.
I think my eyes started bleeding. Wait.
Yeah. If you missed that, if you
Yeah.
missed Gary wearing Daisy Dukes, and
I think I just
And a
Playing,
very, very tight Superman shirt.
yeah, and playing a Puerto Rican immigrant from Canada,
Gynecologist. wasn't it?
gynecologist,
No,
or,
proctologist.
proctologist, yeah,
Proctologist.
yeah. That's still in the works.
off
Wait till-
the
wait till-
rails. There we go.
Yeah, that was something else. I forgot
And
all
he
about
was
it. I
he
can't
was
believe
in it, and I suddenly realized that we had gotten to the part where these two characters kiss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm taking advantage of this. I mean, it was a moment, I'll tell you.
I remember when I met you because you directed my roommate Andy in Wind in the Willows.
Yes.
And I which was a fantastic show. And I met you then. Yeah, and we just kind of circled around each other forever. And it was either Play Ball or it was
Odd Couple.
Odd Couple.
One or the other.
Yeah.
I think it was Play Ball first.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play Ball was a show that I wrote, which was also a compilation of baseball songs and baseball poetry,
That was 15 years ago at least.
and the very famous "Who's on First," which he did with the late great Rich Harris.
the late
Oh, my goodness.
super great Rich Harris, yeah.
Wow. Speaking of alumni, any of you? I haven't seen Aaron in a while. I always picture Aaron Compagni.
I watched
with
the
you
Oscars
guys.
with him the other night.
You did?
Yeah.
You did? How's he
Yeah.
doing?
I cannot tell you anything about any show that might be happening in Portsmouth in November, but if I were to talk about that, Aaron will be acting with me in it.
I have got to get him in here.
Oh, you've got
I
to.
haven't seen him in ages.
He's still doing a lot of improv.
It's Queen City Improv, right?
Yeah, very happily married. Now, I saw him in... He did The Crucible in Laconia back in October, and I went up to see that.
What, last year?
Last year, yeah. At the Colonial
At the
Theater?
Colonial
Oh,
Theater.
Yeah.
Powerhouse? The
Powerhouse.
Powerhouse,
Yeah.
yeah. Great show. Fantastic show. Great cast. He was wonderful in it. Weird watching him play the villain because he's normally a Muppet, you know?
Yeah, I
And
know.
it's weird to see him play a heavier character.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow, but these are flashbacks for me to the Hatbox. You know, I really
Yeah.
do miss it. I know the Players Ring is a lot like it, and you know, I've had Margarita in here, but the Hatbox just holds this special place. And every time I drive by the Steeplegate and it's still standing, it makes my I
Yeah.
bleed from the brain. You know?
Sure.
Just
Gives
try
me an aneurysm.
Just try being either Andrew Pinard or myself. But Hatbox Theater Association still exists. We are doing our darndest to raise money and to make sure that Hatbox will fly again.
Because there's a void.
No
There's a void
kidding.
in Concord for that. There's so much talent and no place for it to go.
It was, yes, I agree. It's such a pity. I mean, it's such a crazy pity that thing is just done. I mean, as far as everybody know, I know you guys are still working on the background, but
Yeah.
you know, it was such a tool for so many companies. You know, it was a place where they could go. They shared the proceeds from the door, you know, and they could try stuff out. The great
Right.
authors who had just wanted to see how things worked
Right.
could go in. You know, it filled so many slots.
And this is why many people like yourself believe the same thing, and this is why people have to come to see An Evening Wasted with Tom Lehrer.
For sure.
So that we can raise the funds and get it going.
Give us the details on that again.
It's
forget.
April 12th and 13th, and also the weekend of the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And it's you'll be able to get tickets at hatboxnh.com. And
Tickets aren't available now.
they are,
not?
by the time this airs, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's only 30 days away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, believe me,
Yeah, it's-
we're rocking it.
Yeah.
right now.
All right. Greg, I want to talk to you about writing a little bit more.
Sure.
You know, it's funny, as we mature in our tastes and our life events kind of morph us into a different person. I would hope, because we all change, we all adapt. Has that affected your writing at all? Do you see things now that you want to write about that you couldn't maybe have years ago because either you didn't understand what it was, or you didn't, or there are just cultural events that hit your heart differently?
The LGBTQ movement, the transgender movement, there needs to be. Everybody has got to start including that in, so we normalize it, so that it isn't.
Yeah.
You need to, and I probably started doing this about 10 years ago. Is you need to look at your characters and say, and ask the questions. Why does a straight white male need to be the lead of this play? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Why can't it be a woman? Why can't it be a lesbian? Why can't it be anybody? Really start to look at what your character needs to be to drive the story, and open it up.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I learned, and it's fun. I started writing a play, and I'm like, I've got 6 straight characters in this. This is boring. I need to throw some other.
Yeah.
Some other.
Isn't that about to happen with the remounting of Jesus Christ Superstar? Isn't there a black woman? Forgive me for, or an African American woman. She's going to play Jesus in that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's what people need to be looking into now. I think how to shake things up, because our government does not want us to include things. We want to include as much as we can.
Yeah.
Because everybody's an artist.
Yeah. You have the stories now. I've known you. I associate you, I should say, with comedy. A lot of the stuff that went on at the Hatbox was
sure.
Just,
that's where I live.
So are you still there? Is that? Are
yeah,
you? Yeah.
I don't want to act in a comedy because I don't think that I'm funny on stage,
Mm-hmm.
but I think other people are, and I live in comedy mostly. I couldn't write a dramatic role. I wouldn't know how to begin.
But you have.
I couldn't write a dramatic play.
No.
I
get
wouldn't
that.
know how to do that. I can bring it around and make the fun real, but to sit down and write like True or something like that, I wouldn't even begin to know where to
The
start.
ending of your Sharp Dressed Men Christmas play.
Yeah.
It is
Which
very touching.
May or may not be happening again at some point. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Whatever. That might not be the thing that I'm working on right now, or maybe it is. I don't know.
So to tie a couple of other things together, now that you've brought them up, about serious acting and Alex Picard, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, done at the Hatbox, was breathtaking.
That is my all-time favorite script.
What a show! Holy cow!
Very proud of it.
Yeah.
You should. Oh my God!
Alex is too.
Woo!
Yeah.
That was Wayne, the great Wayne Ash.
Yes,
was also in that.
that's
And
right.
Emily Carell.
Yes.
Was Brett also?
And Brett.
Yeah, and Brett.
Those
Mother
were the
of
4 actors.
God.
Yeah.
on
What
stage.
a crew. What a
Oh no, that was a
powerhouse crew.
once in a lifetime thing. I sat there just dumbfounded, and that thing just descended and descended and descended into darkness, and I was like, "This, oh my God, really?"
Next time.
Oh my gosh, there has to be a next time. Well, all right, we gotta put a pin in that one. You are listening to NH Unscripted. We are not your stepping stone. I am the monkeys-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Gary, Greg, thank you.
It was a pleasure,
Thank you.
Ray.
Oh
pleasure.
my God, you guys got to come back.
It flew, man.
For sure.
Ah, that was
flew.
quick. Thank you. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks.